I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, freak show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Holy smokes, what's going on, everybody? It's Levi, west of nowhere. How's it going?
I'm Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to come in with some pep, because it's gonna get sad.
That bad, huh?
Oh, boy. It's been a week, you know what I'm saying?
It has been one of those.
It's a week, and we live in America, so honestly, how good can it be?
I mean, there's been some really good weeks, you know?
Well, I haven't had them. No, I'm just kidding. JK, my life's not nearly as bad as it could be, but, you know what makes my life real good?
What's that?
Is knowing that we have, tens of followers, faithful, devoted people.
Yeah, we do, you know?
Yeah.
They
And some of them give us money, so that's pretty cool.
every now and then, right? All right, well, we want to thank Tony Burgess, Samantha Norton, Natalie Tacarante, Adam Pacino, Mark Stadler, our master of media, Kylie Gangwish, Jeremy. We want to thank Jeremy Brazzers and Colton Zamersla. Almost forgot him.
Yeah, nailed it. Good job.
Yeah.
Proud of you. And thank you to all the people continuing to watch us on the YouTubes, do all the YouTube things. If you're not watching this on YouTube, go check it out. Drop a like just for shits and gigs. You could leave a comment. We got a couple from this last week. Got some good responses to our our positive stories.
Oh yeah.
So, how great of the universe to just hand us this super fun week afterwards. So Hannah Zamersla, Colton's wife, says, fave story this week was the rhinos. Good job, Shane. Look at you go. Best news was the legislation around hacking. Can I request a positive news roundup once a month or something? And I said, if the cosmos allows it, because it's not looking great.
Yeah.
And then we got somebody liked my comment about newsflash, the earth used to be all water. So got a little quote in the comments for that, so that was fun. And then Colton, the other Zamersla, said, Russell, if it was possible to get her in order, I would have already. And to which Hannah threw some shade at Colton, and he said Colton's dad gave him that same advice once. Look how that turned out.
Kind of nice. Stuck with her.
So anyway, we appreciate all the people leaving comments, dropping likes, all the things.
We do.
It's good. It's a good balance. It's nice to have both of the things, like the auditory and the visual. It's nice. It's nice that the video's actually like doing better now, because the time I put into the video actually is utilized now instead of, yeah. I mean, not that it's like super hard.
Yeah.
But, it's harder than not doing it.
Dude, what it is that they're finally happy that both of us have beards.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna be real mad after like a week or so. How much you got before you got to take that off?
Not till June 20th, man.
Oh shit! You don't check until June 20th?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! You're just big chilling. Okay. Fucker's got 2 months of transfer leave. All right,
Dude.
Jesus Christ.
So we crossed all of the states, man. So
yeah, all of them. They have the whole thing.
Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, back to Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Iowa, Missouri, South Dakota, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Washington.
Look at you go.
We did it in 6 Well, I mean, if you don't count the Georgia part,
Yeah.
the part from Virginia to Georgia, when we left from Georgia, we did all the crazy shit. If you just count that, it would have taken us 5 days, but we like just decided to be lazy in the middle of
Yeah.
and as soon as we got into like the beginning of Washington, and then we stayed like right in the beginning of Washington for no reason.
Yeah.
And
Classic.
kicking myself because, as you and Kylie realized when we were in Montana, we 100% could have just stayed a day in Nebraska
Yeah.
because I somehow missed the fact that May has 31 days.
Yeah. Piece of shit. It's cool. It'll happen again, I'm sure.
God. How about we have a West of Nowhere convention in Colorado? You know,
I'm in.
just a nice halfway point.
Yeah. I'm in. Kylie put it together. Yeah, so I'm glad that you're back with your boy. So that's cool. He looks super happy to have you, and yeah.
Yeah,
It's
man.
good.
Went to
It's good for
got
him.
to sit in on a Taekwondo lesson a day. It's like, yeah, that's
Was he
awesome.
just fucking grabbing hearts out of people's chests and shit?
Yeah.
Fatalities.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Ripped a spine
That's
out.
pretty cool.
That kid's never gonna be
Shit,
the
full
same.
on predator, dude. Damn. Goddamn. Fucking Emmett's wild, man. You gotta watch him.
Yeah.
Man. Well, that's good. So enough of your happy bullshit. So
Fine.
Yep. I don't know if any of you have been on the internet this week,
No.
but feel like you will probably know that there has been another shooting this time in Tejas and Uvalde.
But yeah,
I
I
don't know
couldn't
how to
have pronounced
pronounce
that
it.
either.
Uvalde.
Yeah.
I tried listening to people pronounce it, but then like the newscasters, the national ones, pronounce it different than the people there, and then like you get three different pronunciations. So, Uvalde. Yeah. So, I can't. Was it an elementary
It
school? Or
wasn't. It
middle
was an
school?
elementary school.
Yeah.
The dude, the assailant, the piece of
Oh
shit.
yeah.
I don't know. They said he had mental issues, but whatever. He was 18, so I mean,
Yeah. Who doesn't have mental issues? I mean, honestly.
thank you.
You know what? Okay, so we'll go into like what happened and then kind of break down the aftershock, I guess. But so yeah, this guy rolled up. Well, actually, first things first, he killed his fucking grandma. So that's fucked. As much as I hate old people, that's fucked.
Yeah.
I think they should die of natural causes for sure, but own grandson taking you out, that's fucked. And then he stole. Now this is a key point, so remember this. He stole his grandparents' F-250 big truck, big expensive truck, right?
Right.
He had been saving up money. He had worked for a little bit at or like a while ago at a Wendy's, but who knows what he could have been doing for money after that, like anything really. Then he drove to the school, crashes, because I guess he was kind of semi in pursuit. Like they knew something had happened, but they didn't know what exactly was going on.
Yeah.
And so he crashes into the truck, or the truck into a ditch, exits, and then starts shooting at witnesses around 11:28. Now at 11:27, the school door had been propped open by a teacher with a rock. They propped the door open for some reason. I think maybe to get any straggling people inside.
Yeah.
And then teacher calls 911, kicks the rock away, closes the door, but door does not lock all the way. So gunman 2 minutes later gets into the fence area of the school, starts shooting from the parking lot. 11:32, patrol officer who heard the initial 911 call drives to the school, passing the suspect in the parking lot. So that's one officer on scene, pretty quick, 2 minutes. But he was just in the fucking area,
Yeah.
right? 11:33, gunman enters school through the door that did not lock, begins shooting into a classroom, fires off more than 100 rounds. 11:35, 3 officers enter the school through an open door and are followed shortly by 4 more. 2 of the 7 officers receive grazing gunshot wounds. 16 more rounds of gunfire are fired between 11:37 and 11:44. 11:43, school posts on a Facebook that's locked down due to gunshots in the area. By 12:03, 19 officers have arrived on the scene, gathered in the hallway. A student in room 1112 places a 911 call that lasts 1 minute and 23 seconds. Another 911 call is placed 7 minutes later. And they're explaining that there's been multiple people shot and killed. 12:13, another student calls back 911. Border Patrol tactical team shows up at 12:15. So this is like 45 minutes after the original shooting has started. So this is the timeline when the Border Patrol tactical team shows up, that there's been this narrative that there's 40 minutes that cops weren't doing anything, but there's cops in the building by 12:03. Or, well, there's fucking cops in the building by 11:35. Like 4 minutes after the gunman had entered the school.
Yeah.
And then another student calls at 12:19, hangs up when another student tells them to hang up. 12:21, shooter fires again, reportedly at the classroom door. Officers begin to move down the hallway towards the location. 3 more gunshots on a recording of a 911 call. And then 12:30, school posts on Facebook again, talks about taking the people who escaped to a high school on the other side of town for pickup. Ask parents not to pick up their children until the school notifies them that all students have been accounted for. 12:36, same student calls 911 again and is told to remain on the line and stay very quiet. Caller tells 911 the cops that the gunman shot at the door. Student on the phone asks them to send the police now. Student on the phone they can now hear the police next door. And then and again at 12:47, the student asks to send more police. And then at 12:50, Border Patrol tactical officers using keys borrowed from a school custodian enter the classroom and begin firing at the gunman, killing him. And then 12:51, officers can be heard via the ongoing 911 call, helping children move out of classroom. So all of that within an hour and fucking 20 minutes or so. So it's, I mean, relatively fast paced, but there's this fucking weird thing that's been going on where people are just like throwing shit out that are like, oh, the cops didn't respond for 40 minutes and this and this and this. And I think that people don't understand what, like, the levels. There's like cops standing outside the building restraining parents from going inside.
Yeah.
And they're doing so for obviously multiple reasons. Number 1, huge liability. Number 2, if you're your kid's only parent and you rush inside and you die and your kid's already outside, then what fucking happens? You dingus? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they're doing things because they have a way of doing them. Like, they go through these trainings, and it's not always obviously movie shot perfect. There's gonna be some shit that gets wonky, and but how are you? You know, how else would you respond to this? You gonna fucking give all the parents guns and everybody runs inside and gets crazy, or are you just gonna, like, I don't know. It seems like a really hard thing for people to just jump onto right away. And that's just the first thing about this whole deal that people are like freaking out about.
I think it's hard to place the blame, man, because like what the shots fired were reported at what time? Like 11:40 something.
Yeah, he starts shooting at starts shooting in from the parking lot at 11:31.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then by like 12, there's 19 officers in the building. Like, I mean, I feel like they responded fast.
Yeah, pretty quick. And I don't know how big this town is either, but I mean, it's in Texas.
I mean, has anyone throwing shade at the fucking Is anyone throwing shade at the teacher for propping the door open with a fucking rock? Because, I mean, I know there's no way she could have known, but if the door is normally locked and the only way he got in was that back door.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's that teacher's fault, but still. Like, I mean,
yeah.
How come no one's freaking out about that?
Go
ahead, sorry.
You know who I have seen talk about that?
Who?
Some good old-fashioned conspiracy theorists.
Oh, yeah?
Obviously,
she wanted the kids to die?
The teacher's part of a government psyop to take everybody's guns away because she let the dude in. And this guy, he's 18 years old. What 18-year-old do you know that has money to go buy 2 AR-15s and 500 rounds of ammunition or whatever, however much he had? And then they throw in this truck. See, I told you to remember this truck, this F-250, which is, like a fucking $80,000 truck.
Right.
Brand new, whatever. And people are like, oh, and he had a F-250? Okay, we see you, government. We know what's happening. Like, I don't get it. These fucking people just slither around in this stupid circle where they're like, the government is so fucking stupid that I could pick up on these little things that nobody else is gonna notice.
Never.
Like, you don't think that the government would be a little smarter than that to not give him a brand new truck, like, or a really expensive truck if they wanted to do it? Like, I always go with these conspiracy theories. I always go back to the why. Like, why would they not do it any other way? There's so many other ways they could literally do it if they wanted to get people's guns away. What do they need one dude shooting kids for? It's fucking stupid. And there's tons of fucking stupid people coming out of this thing. One of my fucking weirdest takes. If you could place the blame on something, that would cause stuff like this, what would you place it on? Like, as a societal thing.
Like if I was caught in a shooting?
No, like if you were like, okay, I can kind of narrow mass shootings and violence of this sort to one kind of thing.
I mean, you can't. So.
But if you were gonna be dumb and decide to pick one,
obviously the government.
Okay, well, but
I don't. Where did you want?
I mean, it's a good guess. Okay, this is one I haven't heard in a while.
Okay,
and I kind of forgot it was a take that people had. And it's super dumb. So the wise and omnipotent Adam Carolla, yes, that Adam Carolla, former co-host of The Man Show, big thinker. He tweeted this in 2020, but then retweeted it the other day.
Oh no!
Randomly said every problem we have today, drugs, prison, gangs, domestic violence, stems from broken families. Like recalling a bad medication, stop chasing the side effects and get to the root cause.
Which is?
Broken families. So to fix all of these problems, we need to fix broken families. Which I don't know if you know this, but it's kind of fucking hard to do that. Like...
Here's what I got it. Ready? Big Pharma creates a medicine that suppresses emotion and makes us happy all the time. And if we don't feel any emotion, then we're always happy. No more shootings.
Yeah.
Solved it. And if that sounds familiar, that's a movie with fucking Christian Bale in it.
Perfect. Is that not Equilibrium?
I can't remember the name of it. It's like I thought it's like something about a utopia. Dude, I can't remember.
I can't remember either. Is that the one where he goes on that crazy shooting spree?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good ass movie. Can't remember the fucking name though. So I got into a mild argument on Facebook about this with the guy, and dude, some of his takes were they were blowing my mind, because this guy was like, he shared this tweet by Adam Carolla in the comments of this thing.
Of course.
And And the original post was like, kind of like, okay, you know, we got some fucking issues to deal with. Obviously, there's a lot of things going on, blah, 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 blah. And this guy was like, dude, I fucking got it, man. Like, it's. Check this out.
Yeah.
It is the fucking broken families. And he talks about the nuclear family. You ever heard about this?
No.
The nuclear family is like the 50s ideal of a family. You know, dad works, comes home, mom doesn't work, stays at home, 2.5 kids and a dog. And
What happened to the other half of the kid?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Oh.
But this kind of like argument gets thrown around a lot by people who I don't want to say they hate women, but it kind of seems like they might in a weird way. And I'll just give you a little taste
Okay.
of what we're talking about. So I was talking to this guy in this comment section. And at first, like, I raised a lot of points that he was like, yeah, you know what, that's, you know, a lot of the things you're saying is like logical, it makes a lot of sense. And and he responded to me talking about the divorce rate being, you know, 50% pretty much in America, right? And he's like, oh, funny you should mention that, because 80% of marriages are initiated by women. And I was like, well, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
No.
Okay. So he says there are several factors that incentivize divorce for women, which is why they initiate 80% of them. Bloated child support, alimony judgments, almost guaranteed maternal custody orders, no-fault divorces. Feminism has also been a major factor in destroying families and creating the single mother homes where kids struggle to thrive compared to the two-parent households. The government loves feminism because it encourages women to work instead of being stay-at-home mothers, thus creating more taxpayers. All of this has contributed to the destruction of the nuclear family, and studies show that more nuclear families equals more well-adjusted children who are less likely to become criminal. And I had said, because I thought that his idea was crazy, like, hey, what broken families are gonna fix the problem? Because he's like, mental health, like that's not gonna fix the problem.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna fix the problem. I was like, how are we supposed to implement a thing to fix broken families? Is the government gonna hand out new dads or what?
Look, instead of just giving you a marriage license, there should be a test.
Yeah.
If you fail the test, can't
That's
get
true.
married.
Yeah.
Boom.
Can't get married, can't have
Yep.
kids. Like,
Oh,
yep.
no, hold on a second. There should 100% be some kind of like thing for having kids, because
Yeah.
real
for
dumb
sure.
people have lots of kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where the broken families are coming from, right there. Boom. I'm solving this shit right now.
So he went on to say, so to answer your question, no, they shouldn't provide dads for people, which, by the way, is a really stupid and sarcastic question. They should stop incentivizing single motherhood, which would decrease crime. And, you know, it's just a really far-fetched idea, but I got a little curious. I was like, I'm going to go look into some of this stuff. And I Googled the top divorce rates per 1,000 people
Okay.
in the world. All right. So at number 1, we have Maldives, Kazakhstan, Russia, Belarus, and Belgium are tied. Moldova, China, Cuba, Ukraine, Denmark, Latvia, Lithuania, and the United States are in a 4-way tie. Okay. So now you're probably wondering, where do those places line up? And I will tell you, because I actually did some research today.
Yeah, I can tell.
Look at me go. So, quality of life, Denmark usually ranks pretty much in the top 10 every fucking time. But the other ones I was like, okay, let's see. So I just ranked it by crime rate.
Okay.
So like the lowest crime index is, gonna have the highest ranking. So places like the Isle of Man, which is, just a fucking chill ass island with like 85,000 people, is, on like the top of the list because nothing ever fucking happens. Japan is 130th, to give you an idea. Denmark 118th. Okay. And then Cuba 112th, despite what people would have you believe. Now China is 109th, and I believe that mainly because they live in fear, and
they're taking that medicine I was talking about earlier.
Yeah,
suppresses their emotions.
That's right.
Push them down.
Okay, so Belgium ranks 70th, which is not terrible, but not great. The United States is at 56th out of 137. So we're closer to 1 than we are to the last place, right? So that's not great.
So one being the highest crime rate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 1 is Venezuela. Like
so
yeah, so
did you look up the divorce rate for Venezuela?
It's actually not on the top 13 chart here.
Okay.
So I have no idea.
I mean, so that right there, I feel like that in itself, the number one place with crime doesn't line up with the highest divorce rate, because therefore divorce has nothing to do with crime. Just off that
it's
one.
Actually it's in a 9-way tie with or it's in a 9-way tie for, looks like 5th on the 12 countries with the lowest divorce rates per 1,000.
Oh.
So they actually have a really low divorce rate. And guess what? Worst fucking crime rate. So, I'm just saying. Chile also has a higher crime rate than we do and has lower divorce rate. I'm not saying that this guy's ideas are wrong. I'm just saying that his idea is fucking stupid. So...
You're not wrong. You're a moron.
I just every time this fucking happens, which obviously it's way too much, there's people who go, "Okay, I know what you're gonna say. I fucking know it. It's not the guns, though. I swear to God, it's not the guns this time. It's actually divorce." Yeah, turns out if your parents are divorced, you're gonna shoot kids in a school. Like, bro, first of all, the numbers don't make any sense, because like I said, 50% of fucking marriages end in divorce. At that rate, probably should have a lot more school shooters than we do. I mean, we have too many anyway. But,
I mean, so let's think about it this way. There are at least 330 million people in America, right?
Correct.
And we've had, I don't know what the number is, but in the last look, yeah, Google it real quick. How many school shootings have we had in the last 20 years? If that helps, maybe that'll give you a number.
Okay. Since let's see. Since Columbine, that's a pretty good good estimate. Oh, god damn it, stop giving me ads. Oh, come on, just give me a fucking number, man.
It's got them all listed.
Yeah. While school shootings remain rare, there were more in 2021, 42, than any. Oh, okay, so that's, god damn it, just give me a fucking number, man. I hate the Washington Post. I just need a number.
Either way, while you're looking,
a lot.
I still think if you take the total number of people in the country, and then you think about how many shootings there have been, I'm guessing you found a number because your face.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So since 1970, I guess. Yeah. So 2032, and
that's it.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that they're counting like literally one kid would get shot as a school shooting too, because like that is a school shooting. Anyway, so continue. So.
But yeah, so if you just take that number right there, so since 1970, and that's 51 years, 2,000 shootings. Like, there's nothing we could do. It doesn't matter how much shit you put in place, how many people you give care to. There's gonna be someone who's disgruntled, who finds access to a weapon and is gonna do something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every time it happens, they throw the blame around. The sad part is, I don't think there's anything that we could do.
Yeah. I did see a very interesting statistic, and I don't want anybody to get mad at me. I don't want to take away your guns, okay? But I just want to say the statistic, and I just want to see. Let's see what happens, okay?
Okay.
So, Bill Clinton, signed the assault weapons ban in 1994. Mass shootings, deaths dropped by 43%. And then when Congress let it expire 10 years later, in 2004, they shot up 239%. So,
it's a slippery slope.
What does that mean? I mean,
there is a direct correlation between them being illegal and not illegal. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Statistically, I don't care if you have guns. I'm just saying, if you look at the numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just, it's so funny, like, when people, like, try to wiggle around. I saw a couple videos of this guy. He's like, oh, well, actually, there's more deaths per year by hammer than there are by any guns ever. And I was like, dude, there's no fucking way people are getting killed by hammers more. And the guy interviewing was like, okay. So he fucking Googles it. Takes him 2 fucking seconds. And he's like, no, dude, like, there's like maybe 30 people killed by blunt object, including hammers. So that doesn't even mean just hammers a year or something like that.
Yeah.
And then there's, thousands of people like killed by guns. And not all of them are, there's going to be a bunch of self-inflicted
or accidental deaths.
But accident, whatever. But still, like, they're in there. So you can't make that argument because it's not fucking true. And I get it. Yeah. If you have somebody who really wants to do damage, they're going to figure out a way to do it. But what does that mean? Does that mean sending kids to school once a week thinking that, well, today might be the day? Because that's fucking depressing.
Dude.
And I have so many friends that are teachers who are just like, yep, that's something we think about pretty regularly. And that's fucking depressing. So it's like, oh, we can't do fucking anything because one side won't do anything. One side wants to do too much, which is scaring everybody in the middle.
Yeah.
And then it's like, God fucking damn.
So when my grandmother, she didn't give me a year, but when my grandmother was growing up, she told me recently, because she was talking to me about the shooting, and she was like, and she agreed with me, like, there's really nothing you could really do. If someone wants to hurt you, they're going to hurt you, and we can just react and argue about the semantics of what we could have done to prevent it.
Yeah.
Well,
hindsight 2020 and all that.
When she was growing up, they were just starting to introduce a school tax where everyone had to pay. And this farmer was like, I don't have kids. I'm not going to pay it. And they went ahead and like fucking forcefully took the money from him. So what he did was he went and rigged the school to blow up.
Oh, fuck.
And then
Jesus Christ.
The stuff he set up was supposed to blow up at night, but it didn't. It blew up with the school full of kids.
Oh,
and killed kids, and then he blew up his house with him and his wife in it as well.
God
like
damn.
People are, if somebody wants to hurt you, they're going to. Like it's sad that that's how the world is, but that's how it's always been.
Yeah.
Like it's not any different. Back when there were swords, motherfuckers would barge into people's houses and hack people up, and it was like, oh, that sucks. Fucking old, Jethro's dead. Fucking, let's just go on about our day. No one was like, take swords away.
Yeah, probably not. It's a weird thing because it's like you want to do something, like instinctively, obviously. If you don't want to do something, there's probably something wrong with you. And there's quite a few people who are like, yep. Whatever, man. That's just the fact of life. But it's crazy that the same people who are like, oh, they're just gonna figure out how to get that thing, are the same people that literally 3 weeks ago were going, you should not be able to legally get an abortion.
Yeah.
Because guess what? They're still gonna be able to get that thing too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, maybe blanket statements like, hey, we're going to ban this thing totally doesn't fucking work.
Yep.
Crazy, I know. But, and And it's both sides too. They both flip flop. They're like, "Oh yeah, you gotta fucking ban that shit because they're gonna, whatever." And round and round we go,
All right.
and nothing ever gets done.
Before we run out of time, I want to circle back to like the actual shooting. I sent that article to you and Kylie about the little girl, the 11-year-old girl that survived the shooting. So this is sad.
It's the saddest thing I've read in months.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to butcher this name and I'm trying not to, but Miah Cerrillo, I'm pretty sure that's pretty
Sounds
spot
right.
on, was caught in the horrific shooting at Robb Elementary School. She used her friend's blood. She wiped her friend's blood on her and then laid like dead at first. It says at first she laid on top of her friend who was shot, and they were still both breathing, but they both pretended to be dead. But then once her friend passed, she rubbed the blood of a different person all over her, so the shooter would think she was not alive. The fact that an 11-year-old thought that if I rub blood on me, I'll look dead.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. I don't know. She's going to need a lot.
Like the most therapy.
The most, yeah.
Yeah.
But also,
dude,
she's going to survive a lot of shit for sure.
Yeah.
Like on the flip side, I know that's bad, but she's a thinker.
She's a fucking true. There was the teacher, one of the teachers that died, because it wasn't just kids. There was 2 teachers that died.
Yeah.
And one of them had 4 kids and a husband, and that husband had a fucking heart attack after, like, basically just broken heart death, which is like a thing. It's like a phenomenon, especially with like older people.
Yeah.
They've been married for 800 years, and then one of them dies, and then the other one dies like a week later or something. And that's what fucking happened to this dude. Like, had a heart attack, all the stress got to him, and now there are 4 kids, orphans, because of this fucking shit. Like, ugh. Depressing. Anyway, I got 2 lighthearted stories to take us out of it.
Well, before we get out of it, then you should talk about one more sad thing. A national, icon has passed away.
Oh, fucking Ray Liotta,
dude.
R.I.P.
If you don't,
Goodfellas,
oh, man.
Blow,
yo,
Wild Hogs, like, just,
dude, he's in the newest thing. The last thing he was in was the Many Saints of Newark, which is a prequel,
Newark,
which is
to the Sopranos.
yeah,
right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he was really good in that too, man. He played 2
everything.
different roles in that movie at the same time.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's wild. Was he twins?
yep.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I always found it interesting when they fucking do that shit. That's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, R.I.P. Ray Liotta. Oh, and he was the voice of Tommy Vercetti in Vice City.
Yeah, he was. Oh no.
Yeah. So, anyway,
rest in peace.
That's enough depressing shit. On to some good news. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Listen, after 329 years, the last Salem Witch pardoned after she was wrongly convicted.
Post-mortemly?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it really helps her too much.
Elizabeth Johnson Jr., which, first of all, I didn't know you could do that with a lady.
That's what
she's
he
said. She's been cleared after her 1693 death sentence at the height of the Salem witch trials. She was never executed, but neither she wasn't also pardoned. She just died, and so that's pretty cool. And then also crazy news story. Somebody tried to fucking vandalize the Mona Lisa at the Louvre.
Wow.
Yeah. A man disguised as an elderly woman in a wheelchair has thrown a cake at the Mona Lisa, which is, it's behind like 2-inch fucking bulletproof glass. But he, I guess, first stood up, and he went wearing a wig, looking like an old lady, and he said, "Think of the Earth." And then he tried to break the glass, which obviously didn't do it because he is a human and it's 2-inch thick glass.
He's a human.
And then he instead smeared cake on it. And yeah, so I guess he was just screaming about the Earth, and artists tell you, think of the Earth, that's why I did this, and he was getting hauled away. And he was detained and sent to a psychiatric unit. So makes sense. I don't really understand the motive against attacking the Mona Lisa in like efforts for climate change or whatever. But you do you.
That's why you don't understand,
Yeah. Yeah. His art's just too deep for
Yeah,
you.
it's way too deep for you. All right, well, I have another uplifting story.
Oh, shit. Yeah, let's go.
So, as this month, an all-black mountain climbing team made it to the summit of Mount Everest. They made history.
Take that, racist rock climbing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I guess before this, only 10 people of color have ever, well, it says specifically black people, have ever summited the highest peak on Earth before. But this time, a team of 7 members, along with 8 Sherpas, made it to the summit.
A Sherpa? What's a Sherpa?
It's just people like local people that have like they specialize in climbing the mountain. They know the ways to go and how to get to each encampment. And
got it. Okay, I thought it was like a dog.
Oh,
it's like that's looks like a Shar-Pei, probably.
Oh my god! Stop it.
Yeah. All right.
That's it for that. Just a little happiness, little good news.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Fucking take that, you goddamn racist fucking rock climbers.
Yeah, take it, racist rock climbers. I didn't know that was a thing, but I would imagine.
Yeah, there was an article in, I can't remember, some uber liberal like paper that was like, is rock climbing racist?
Math is racist, okay?
Yeah, we know. It's, yeah.
All right, let's take us out.
All right.
Number 1 on this week's top 10 is Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar. Here's another album.
All right.
I thought, okay. Down from 1 to 2 is Un Vierno Sin Ti. I'm still convinced that's something about summer. Down from 2 to 3, I Never Liked You by Future.
Okay.
Debuting at 4, Minisode 2, Thursday's Child by Tomorrow X Together.
There's so many names in that title. Why?
Down from 4 to 5, Dangerous double album Morgan Wallen. Down from yes, I know he's not going anywhere. He just sold out. He just recently sold out a fucking concert. He's back.
Oh, yeah.
Down from 3 to 6, Come Home, The Kids Miss You, Jack Harlow. Debuting at number 7, Dance Fever by Florence and the Machine. Debuting at number 8, Dropout Boogie by the Black Keys.
Hell yeah.
Dude, this makes me happy. Down from 5 to 9, just almost right there where I never have to say it. Sour by Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, no.
And then down from 7 to 10, 7220 by Little Durk.
Hell yeah. Exciting.
I'm excited.
Exciting. You should be. We're all excited. I'm excited to be here, I forgot what I was going to say.
That's it. That's everything.
That is everything.
But,
hey,
we want to...
We would like to thank all of our fabulous supporters that, are really in the trenches day in and day out, listening to us.
Yeah.
Maybe embarrassing themselves in their home because maybe they're like, man, these guys are crazy. Why are you listening?
Yeah. For all you paid people that, pay us money, and you've heard Levi say a lot on this show, he's going to make stickers and then he doesn't. Go ahead and leave in the comments about how much you dislike him for lying to you about stickers.
I have the design. I just have not made the stickers. I'm gonna take twice as long as your brother did to make the West Side stickers. uh, man. Who are our friends?
Oh yeah, we want to thank the No New Friends podcast, the Dutch in Denver podcast, the Remedy Room podcast, and then Kicking It with the Kellys.
Hell yeah. Yeah. And then follow the link tree for all of the good
It's
stuff.
right here.
It's below
Not my nipples.
Shane's face.
Below me.
I mean, you can look at his nipples too. He's into it. And that's it. Right?
Yeah.
I've had enough. Peace out, bitch.
Tip your bartender.